Alright, so we're back here with another episode of Jada Avenue's podcast. Continuing on for what we discussed in the last episode about what love is and how we have to come to one consensus as to the definition of love in the relationship. I wanted to also talk about, because remember I went into the whole, some people feel like I can't provide this in a relationship because that's not who I am. Going deeper in that concept, I wanted to mention that as a people, we have to realize that there is no such thing as not being able to be emotionally expressive. There's no such thing as not being emotionally capable of being emotionally available. Let's think about that for a second, because too often I'm hearing people say, well, I'm just not an emotionally available person. You're choosing not to be emotionally available. Every human being and individual who has a pulse is capable of emotional expression. Now, I know some of you guys are going to disagree, and I'm going to explain. I feel like society and the media has conditioned us to think that emotional people, air quotes, or sensitive people, air quotes, are something that is categorized as a weakness. And ironically, these stereotypical images that we see are behaviors, the behaviors that we see in these weakened people are actually positive behaviors. I've never seen so many people in this world be so ashamed of being considerate or loving or nurturing or thoughtful, romantic and intimate, non-sexually, of course. They're so ashamed. It's like, I've just never seen, it's crazy to me because I've never seen so many people be afraid of being these things. Even crying is considered weak in a negative connotation, of course. These are all high energy emotions. Everyone shows some type of emotions. Remember, emotions are expressions of feelings. That's just my paraphrase on definition. That don't quote me on on any dictionary sources. This is just off the top of my head. But let's think about it. That's really what emotions are. They're just expressive. It's ways that we express how we are feeling. And these can be both intense or they could not be as intense. Your emotions are also present in how you behave, your actions, the actions that you express. So you are emotionally expressive because you're expressing your feelings through your actions and with your behaviors. It's in the tone of your voice. Maybe you don't cry, or maybe you're not clingy, but you do get angry, right? You do get frustrated. You get annoyed. You get numb and indifferent. Act like, oh, I don't care. Even indifference is an emotional expression because you're choosing to ignore what's going on. You're still expressing some type of feeling, because even indifference is technically a form of expression, a feeling. That is how you respond, and it comes with a feeling. That feeling doesn't always have to be a good one. No one's saying that. It doesn't always have to be one of the positive ones. It doesn't always have to be dramatic or over the top. It could be any level. It could be a very low level expression of your feelings. So simply put, it is just how you feel about something and how you behave. It's how you're showing how you feel. So if I'm telling you about something painful that happened to me and you're indifferent about it or dismissive about it, please understand that this action is indeed expressing how you feel about it. And in that example, it tells me that you don't care. That's what it's saying. And maybe you do care, but not enough to communicate that to me. But it does exist. Whether you're masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. That's not even important. You express your emotions and how you feel in the same kind of way. That is why communication and understanding your partner are important, because you can pick up certain cues that are now that are available, and you can understand what they're thinking and how they're feeling. It's how we communicate and interact as human beings, because we understand that two people aren't the same and they're not going to function in the same manner. And that's where compromise and communication come in, the two comms, compromise, communication. We have to be aware of that. So all of these people who are saying, oh, I don't show no feelings, I'm not emotionally available, I'm not. Yes, you are. Trust and believe. If you care enough about the person, you will consider letting them know how you feel, because it's always possible. It's crazy, because I always see people who claim to be emotionally unavailable beings, and it's like they are more loving to their dogs than they are to their partners. And what does that say to you? Because you're an emotionally unavailable person. You can't show any kind of emotion. That's not what I do. But here it is. You can love on your dog though, right? You can be emotionally supportive towards your dog, but not your partner. All it is that you're expressing love more clearly and openly to your pet than your partner. That's it. That's all it is. You're just willing to express that love more openly to your pet animal, whether it's a dog or whatever, than you are to your girlfriend or boyfriend. And that's because your dog does everything that you like. You probably consider your partner more annoying than your pet animal. And so that's why you're so willingly open to expressing that love. I've seen dudes say, oh, well, I'm the man of the house, I don't believe in feeding anyone. But you feed your dog though. If your dog needs to eat, you're going to feed your dog. I guarantee you. You're going to prepare a meal for your dog. Absolutely. So it is possible for you to prepare food, clearly, for the ones you love. What are you willing to do for that person who's with you? But don't ever say that you're an emotionally unavailable person. You ain't got no feelings. That's BS. I've seen people show more love to their homeboys than the actual the person they're with. So when you do things like express love to your animals or whoever it is, whatever it is, whether that's kissing them in the mouth all the time and feeding them, understand that all these actions, that's love. It's when you're taken out of your comfort zone to make another person or another thing happy. So the issue isn't that you aren't capable or don't know how to show love and express it emotionally. The problem is that you're just choosing not to. Maybe you don't view your partner as loyal. Maybe your dog is more loyal than your partner. Maybe your expression of love is easier to show towards someone or exhibit to something that doesn't irritate you. And I think that's true for everyone. I think for most people that they just are so irritated by the person that they're with, or the person that they're with has let them down so many times. The person that they're with hasn't just focused on them, because my dog is always there for me. My dog always pays attention to me. When I need my dog is there. It's not selfish. It does everything I ask. It obeys me. So that's why I'm able to show love. And so maybe that's your issue. Maybe for you, your partner is not obedient enough, right? They're too much of an individual. So then maybe you just don't need to date any human beings. But I'm serious. Don't tell me that you can't and you don't know how, when I see some of you people doing it every day. So understand, think about why it's so easy for you to show your friends and others more emotional support than your own partner, versus just claiming to not be emotionally available or emotionally expressive. Because whatever the reason is, it's not based on your partner's actions. Whatever the reason is, if it's not based on your partner's actions, then maybe it's more just protection, right? Protecting your feelings so you don't get so invested, like a defense mechanism. So try to figure out what it is. All right, later, guys.